Welcome to Moments in Time and Space, a microfiction podcast, bringing you tales of horror and suspense with your host, Aaron Maracle. Hello everyone. In the near future, we find two survivors of a world conflict trying to find safety in a barren wasteland. The old world is but a memory. However, they will discover that paradise is just around the corner. Allison stumbled across the barren ground, trying to keep up with Tyrone. It had been a week since they last ate, and even then, it was just an old can of peas. It had been 5 years since the conflict that had changed the world drastically. The few people that survived the initial barrage of deadly weapons suffered each day, trying to find enough food to eat and clean water to drink. "Tyrone, where are we going?" Allison moaned. "I haven't got much energy left." "Just keep pushing," Tyrone barked. "There isn't any food behind us, so we gotta keep going forward. Besides, our water is almost out. Do you want to just lay down and give up?" Allison had contemplated telling Tyrone that she thought about doing that every day since the world changed. She kept that thought to herself to avoid being chewed out by Tyrone yet again. The couple pushed through a charred fence and weaved their way through what appeared to be the remains of twisted, burnt-out vehicles. This was once some kind of secure compound. The layers of ash and debris made it impossible to determine more than that. "Hey, check that out," Tyrone said, and pointed toward a pile of debris. Allison looked and saw a glint of shiny metal nestled in one of the ruined structures. The duo made their way towards it and pulled away some of the fallen timbers that blocked their path. The shiny object turned out to be a steel door with a large handle on it. The remains of a keypad was set to the wall just beside it. Without saying a word, Tyrone fished in his backpack and pulled out a crowbar. The large man found a spot in the door to wedge the tool in and began to pry it open. With a groan, the steel door swung outwards and a set of stairs leading down greeted the duo. "Do you think it's safe?" Allison asked. "Who knows what could be down there?" "Well, there's anything up here, so we might as well take our chances," Tyrone said. "Besides, I got my persuader here if anything tries to give us trouble." Tyrone led the way down the stairs and Allison followed. After 8 flights, they came to the bottom of the stairwell and faced another steel door. With the help of Tyrone's crowbar, the door was opened and a blast of warm air washed over the couple. Once they stepped through the door, the two explorers found themselves on a stone path that cut its way through a lush, thick garden. The menagerie of green stretched as far as they could see, and the whole place was lit by large bright lights hanging from a high ceiling. They slowly walked along the path, taking in all the plants they saw before them. "Am I dreaming? Or is that an apple tree?" Allison asked with a sense of wonder. Tyrone jogged over the tree and picked one of the red fruits from a low-hanging limb. He bit into it and slowly chewed. "Oh man, if this is a dream, I never want to wake up." Allison joined Tyrone and plucked an apple from the tree as well. She bit into the fruit and savored its taste. Tyrone dropped his crowbar and began to pluck as many apples from the tree as he could hold. Allison joined him, pausing every so often to take another bite from the wonderful fruit. "Excuse me, may I see your identification badges?" asked a mechanical voice. Tyrone turned around to find a robot standing on the path. The lower half of its silver chassis was oblong, with 6 long legs that gave it a resemblance to a spider. The upper half looked more human, except for the 2 large black eyes set to its head and a speaker where the mouth should have been. Its 2 arms were equipped with multiple tools that appeared to be suited to help maintain the plants. What?" Allison asked. "This area is for designated personnel only. Please present your identification or leave the area." "Just ignore it, Allison. It's probably just following old programming," Tyrone said, and went back to plucking more apples from the tree. "Please desist from your actions. Present valid ID or you will face persecution for trespassing," the robot said, and it scuttled towards Tyrone, raising its arms. Tyrone took a step back and scooped up the crowbar from the ground. With a primal yell, Tyrone swung the crowbar at the robot's head. The first blow caused the robot to stagger, and repeated blows cracked its head open. In a shower of sparks and oil, the robot went limp and slumped to the ground. "Are you okay?" Allison asked. "Yeah, just a bit winded. That thing wasn't much of a problem," Tyrone replied, and he turned back to the apple tree. "Let's collect a bit more and find us a place to bunk down for the night." The couple went back to their harvesting, intent on picking every apple from the tree they could reach. A few moments later, the faint sound of metallic scuttling could be heard coming towards them. "Tyrone?" Allison said with a note of fear in her voice. "Don't worry, I will take care of this tinker toy," Tyrone replied, and he hefted his crowbar. The metal scuttling had grown louder, and 3 more robots came into view. These were larger than the one that Tyrone had disabled, and they were colored in a dark red. Their arms lacked any visible tools, but did end in large claw-like appendages. "You are intruding in a restricted facility without authorization. Destruction of government property is a crime, declared one of the robots. You will be detained until further notice. Tyrone raised his crowbar, but one of the robots rushed forward at high speed. Before he had a chance to swing, Tyrone was caught in the robot's claws, and they cut into his skin. He screamed his pain as blood flowed from the fresh wounds in his forearms. Allison tried to scream, but another robot's claw grabbed her around the throat. She grappled in desperation at the sharp metal appendage as it slowly tightened around her neck. Her gurgling cries mixed with Tyrone's scream of agony. The authorities have been alerted. You'll be turned over to their custody upon their arrival, the lead robot declared. You'll be held in a holding cell until that time. Facility personnel have been informed and will attend to you at their first opportunity. Tyrone shouted through his pain. There is no one left. Do you hear me? There is no one left to respond. The trio of metallic guardians said nothing and slowly dragged the duo away from the apple tree. Man was not meant to rejoin paradise. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. You can also follow me on Twitter at Moments in TAS. Feel free to recommend this podcast to others and help it grow. Please check out our Patreon page if you want to offer additional support for this podcast. The opening and closing theme is Creepy Night by Daniel Carlton. Until next time, be safe, be smart, and be well. See you soon.